Hello and welcome to World Talks here on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. In 2018, the Independence March celebrating the centennial of Poland's independence was marred by slogans that many consider to be hate speech. The organizer of the march, Robert Bąkiewicz, is under investigation for turning Poland's biggest national holiday into a far-right event. Mr. Bąkiewicz claims the investigation is politically motivated. To explain the details and implications of this investigation, I'm joined by Jakub Kocjan. He's a board member at Akcja Demokracja. Welcome, Jakub.
Good afternoon. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Glad to have you. So tell us, what's this investigation all about, and why Mr. Bąkiewicz?
Yeah, so on Wednesday, policemen under the search warrant by prosecutor's office, the policemen visited and searched the house of Robert Bąkiewicz, the leader of Independence March Association, and also two other buildings, headquarters of association and the house of another leader of this group. And the reason was that the prosecutor's office, after many years, reopened the investigation regarding 2018 Independence March. During this march, there was a lot of events which were considered as dangerous and even illegal. And apart from slogans, which were very controversial, and some experts even labeled them as racist regarding white Europe, for example, apart from these slogans, there was also one situation which was that one of the members of National Guard, which is like an organization inside Independence March, which is responsible for security during the event, one of members of this organization made a criminal threat against another person. But there was a video of this situation, but the identity of this person was unclear. Robert Bąkiewicz, during first phase of this investigation, already in 2018 and 2019, said that he doesn't know who was this person, yeah? And without knowing the identity of the person, of course, prosecutor's office cannot continue the investigation. And in 2019, the prosecutor's office in Warsaw decided to discontinue this investigation. But now, in May 2024, the prosecutor's office decided to reopen this case and a lot of other cases also, because for this time of Law and Justice and Minister of Justice Zbigniew Ziobro, for the time when they were in power in prosecutor's office, there was a lot of cases. I was even a co-author of a report regarding the cases of both malicious prosecution and dereliction of duties, because a lot of cases which were about far-right activities and activities of such groups were decided to be discontinued by the prosecutor's office during Zbigniew Ziobro time. And now, prosecutor's office reopened this investigation. In this particular case, the reason was that prosecutor's office found a online form on the website of Independence March Association, where everyone who wants to join this National Guard has to show their data, to give their data to enroll to this organization. So the conclusion is very clear, yes, that the Independence March Association has to collect the names and surnames of these persons, so the identity of this person who, as a member of National Guard, made this criminal threat is still possible to be found, yes?
Okay, all right. So you've just laid out the case really for the connection between the organizers and these people who are being accused of hate speech and threatening speech and so on. But you also mentioned that the investigation was closed down after the first couple of years simply because they couldn't identify the perpetrators. Are you suggesting, therefore, that connection between the previous government and Mr. Bąkiewicz? And if so, where else would you see it?
Oh, definitely. I would say that there was a lot of connections. Even Mr. Bąkiewicz said in the prosecutor's office that the slogans during the march were agreed with the government. Yes, still there are no documents regarding that, and it was the second reason why policemen and prosecutor's office needed to went into the headquarters of the association Independence March in order to find whether there are any documents confirming this testimony of Bąkiewicz in prosecutor's office. But there are definitely more ties between Mr. Bąkiewicz, who was personally more connected with far right, with the groups who are collaborating now with Confederation Party, so another party than Law and Justice. But he, during his road to politics, changed a bit his career. He decided to join more closely Law and Justice camp and United Right camp. He was even the candidate in last general election in Radom district from Law and Justice. His campaign was unsuccessful, so he was not able to enter the parliament, but he was the candidate from Law and Justice list, and it is very clear. But also there are some connections which are not totally transparent yet between also Law and Justice and many foundations of Robert Bąkiewicz. Yeah? There, for example, Oko Press, one of the most important investigative journalism newspapers, they presented some connections between especially Minister of Culture during Law and Justice government and some foundations, institutions led by Mr. Bąkiewicz. So I believe it's not only personal tie, but also financial ties.
Financial ties. Now, there are two questions that come to mind. The first is all the organizations, the connections, again, very clearly laid out, and thank you for that. But there's nothing illegal about that, is there?
We have to make it by case, yeah.
Right.
Because of course connections per se, of course, are not a problem themselves. But in case when Minister of Culture, for example, is distributing public money, of course there is a need, like in the case of Justice Fund by Minister of Justice, there is a need of public, transparent contest where different organizations, different foundations, associations can compete for getting this money. So if there is no documentation proving that there was a contest, if there is no clear what were the reasons, what were the conditions for NGOs, the situation is worse. And especially here in this context, it was important because 2018 it was the very important 100th anniversary of Polish independence, and it was the time when also President Duda, for example, joined the Independence March. So if Mr. Bąkiewicz is talking about agreement between either President Duda, or generally the ruling camp that time, and him as an organizer, it would mean that they have also responsibility for what was happening, and to remind this pretty important for every Polish person anniversary.
Sure.
Created also a scandal because of these slogans and the situations which took place during this march. That's why it is so important, I believe, to finally understand what happened at that time.
Right. Understood. Now, Mr. Bąkiewicz is saying, well, you know, his house has been searched and this is all politically motivated. How would you respond to that?
Of course, it is like normal procedure, yes. So there is control of courts over decisions of prosecutor's office. So firstly, police had a search warrant from prosecutor's office. Secondly, Mr. Bąkiewicz, of course, as every citizen, has the right to go to the court and say that something was either illegal or the way of conducting it was improper. So, of course, it would be possible and the court would decide in such a case, but definitely it's not politically motivated that the prosecutor's office when has new information, like I said, yeah, they found on the website of this National Guard and Independence March Association this form when everyone who wants to join this National Guard has to give their data. So if prosecutor's office finally, after years of dereliction of duties, finally found this that information, it is totally clear and normal procedure that with new evidence, with new proofs, they are reopening the investigation even after a few years.
Right. Yes, I mean, the time issue is another one that struck me. Isn't there a risk that the charges would have lapsed by now after this period of time?
Of course, it is a different time for every possible criminal charge, yes?
Yes, but no one was hurt here. This was only speech.
I believe that the court will have to decide on every particular case and possible charge. Yeah, also because there is a principle that this time is halted for the time of investigation. Also, yeah. So it means that it is not so easy to calculate that that it was 6 years ago. So it means that nothing is possible to be done now. So it is possible that when it comes to some of the charges, it will be the situation, like you said, but in other case not. The court will decide about that, and it means that rule of law is back.
No, absolutely, and so it should be. But just curious. Now, do you believe that there are other implications for the previous ruling government as a result of whatever the outcome is of this case?
Yes, I believe it is important for the former ruling camp, especially in the context of these slogans on the march, yeah, because Law and Justice, and even today Jarosław Kaczyński, the leader of Law and Justice, said that he's going to participate in the Independence March this year, which was not his tradition for last years. He was rather a bit afraid of what could have happened during these events, and he was always in Krakow for that one particular day. At that time he decides to join that, but it is mostly the event organized by another party, Confederation, or their proponents. So I believe that from this not legal now but political point of view, it can be also interesting, but I believe it is very risky game, because always the organizers are preparing people for images of families with children on this march, and finally there are some far-right extremists who are present on this march, and it's not like only a few people, it's always like a group of people, like visitors from other countries, from far-right or even neo-fascist groups, for example from Italy, who are visiting the Independence March. And unfortunately this day for many people from Warsaw, for many Polish citizens, is not as happy as it should be because of this all cases.
Right. Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you very, very much for coming along and sharing this analysis with our audience. Mr. Jakub Kocjan, thank you. And that's all from us on this episode of World Talks. Don't go away, there's always lots more coming up. Goodbye for now.